Thanks, Andrew. You're a real one. So if this is happening, does the 10 p.m. show just canceled or does it go after?
That's actually a great question.
Cameron. Let me just text the group chat. Who said that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you want me to be live here for 10 minutes?
There's not 10 minutes worth of information.
Cameron, you got 2 minutes.
Try to stay still because your head's blocking out the police light. Pick a spot to your left. Right. Perfect.
right at the very edge of that polygon, right outside of the Arklatex there, around 12:09, just after where the Arklatex is. And if it does move outside of the Arklatex, we're going to be sending this back to regularly scheduled programming here. This will more than likely take up the rest of this show that we are currently in, mainly because of the threat and this tornado warning lasting all the way until 11:30 here. I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any other chats from the National Weather Service associated with this rotation, and there is not as of right now. But as you can see, I'm going to show the area of rotation once more, just to give you all a good look at what's going on here. This is the area of rotation mainly because of winds blowing away from the radar in the red. The radar is just to the south of here. So winds are more than likely blowing in this direction and trying to curl up with winds blowing towards the radar, moving down, so basically down to the south. So this is where the area is trying to start to rotate at the very moment, and it's moving mainly to the east, so very north or just to the north of Nashville here. If you are in Nashville, I need you in your safe space as of right now, because even if you aren't seeing and rotation out there, even if you aren't seeing that rotation in your area, you're still seeing some heavy rainfall and more than likely some hail associated with those darker colors that you see there on the screen, the purplish colors that you may see there on the screen. These colors pretty much denote that we are seeing around 1 inch to maybe 1.5 inches of hail falling associated with this area of rotation and this storm here. This is up to $half size here, which is around 1.25 inches, or just north, or just a little bit more than 1.25 inches here. So that's what's going on at the very moment. We have hail up to $half size associated with this storm here, as well as an area of rotation that is starting to, or trying to spin up. It's actually moving into the town of Nashville as of right now. We are seeing some higher wind gusts as of the latest radar scan here, which just came in not too long ago. As we were just looking at the hail tracks here. From then till now, the new radar scan has just came in, and it shows that we are seeing some higher wind gusts moving away from the radar, as you can see there. With the higher wind gusts, that means that pretty much the winds are flowing a little bit faster from the south to the north here, but not so much from the north to the south. So things are still trying to spin up near Nashville. I need you in your safe space right now if you are hearing me from Nashville at this very moment here, mainly because of this storm producing an area of rotation that is moving east at around 20 miles per hour as of right now. Let's look at this to see if there are any other areas that we should be watching out for. This is an area just outside of the region, just south of Okolona, that may be bringing about maybe an isolated rotation or two here, just outside of the Arklatex technically. So if you know anybody near the town of Gurdon, or in the town, or just near Highway 67 or Highway 53 in Arkansas, definitely make sure to take your go into your safe space. That's just outside of the Arklatex though, and this is the immediate threat associated with Nashville over in southwestern Arkansas. This is in Howard County, about to move into Hempstead County, and not in pretty much the next 5 minutes or so here. So if you're in Nashville, please stay in your safe space right now. And right now, there's nothing confirmed over here at the very moment. I believe meteorologist Evan Thomason has something to say over at the weather wall.
Yeah, we just got an update from National Weather Service that they've actually put a considerable tag now to the tornado warning in place, not only due to the tornado threat that's just starting to ramp up with that new tornado warning, again, that's still in place here for areas of Hempstead County and Howard County. But now they're looking at the hail core with this system as well, as CJ was starting to track on it as well, about 2 inches in diameter. That has given us some thick hail. Again, first of all, you do not want to be out in the system at all, so please keep yourself weather aware and get yourself in your safe spot. And just so you know, that always looks like the most interior spot in your home. Again, there's a look at that hail track there at this time. If I can slowly pull up the graphics here for you. There's the wind velocity I'm looking at here at this point in time, right on top of Nashville, so please be in your safe spot at this time. Hey, anytime they have these pink shades coming up, not only does it mean that it's moving away from the radar site, but anytime you see those shades of pink and almost getting close to yellow shades there in some spots. I mean, it's an intense wind going to and from the radar site, so that always indicates really, really strong curvature in that spot. So let me put on the reflectivity and let me get you the latest on the tracking of timing with this system in this cell. I'm watching out for this circulation somewhere right in here, right on top of Nashville at this point in time. So again, please be in your safe spot in Nashville. This is going from Howard County now into Hempstead County. So we're going to be tracking that out here on our tools. Let me go ahead and drag this out. It's mostly moving to the east. If I have to say it's moving north or south, it looks like it's moving just a little bit off to the south, but not by that much. So most of what we have in for Hempstead County is mostly rural spots, it looks like, but it does look like McCaskill. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You guys will be getting in on that in the next 30 minutes or so, so please be in your safe spot again at this time, as this will be moving through, again, essentially the northern edge of Hempstead County. In fact, let me go ahead and zoom out this picture here for you. You can see the little bit of some other towns and some spots, because I know you're just seeing the tornado warning starting to pop off at this time. Again, it's for Howard and Hempstead County. Again, this is just about to move out of Howard County. This is on top of Nashville here at this hour. Let me circle that one more time for you.
And Evan, I did want to mention some stuff for this chat from the National Weather Service. Before you continue to talk again, they're saying that this tornado warning storm or area of rotation is heading towards, it's right on top of Nashville actually, and no confirmation of a tornado is on the ground as of right now, but folks in this area definitely need to take shelter immediately. That is a well and sturdy building with no windows, and make sure it's in a well and sturdy building as well. At least 2 walls between you and the outside of your home. And they're also saying, the National Weather Service, that is, they're watching very closely the storm north of Nevada County. That was the one I was talking about just before, that is producing an area of rotation right here from what I'm talking about right there, heading towards I-30 at the very moment here. If it begins to move into this county and remains its current strength, it will be capable of producing large damaging hail and potentially a tornado. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at the very moment here. Evan, did you want to comment more on the storm that you were talking about?
Yeah, sure. We were just continuing to track out to that area of rotation. Again, it's right on top of Nashville. I just wanted to kind of rest assured and tell you again a little more of the specifics of where this was located again. Be out of Howard County, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 minutes or so. As soon as we get the newest radar scan up, this will probably be right on the county border itself. Again, continuing to mostly move eastbound is what we're watching out for. This way, with the polygon direction moving into northern Nevada County here for you. Let me go ahead and erase this, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more so you can see a little bit of the thorough system here, what we're dealing with. Essentially, this is the southern edge of this whole cluster of cells that we've been tracking out just off to the northern side of our southwestern Arkansas counties here over essentially the past 2 to 3 hours. It has been really coming on down towards Arkadelphia, for example, and this tornado warning has continued to form, again, just on the northern edge of the region out towards Nashville. This is mainly moving eastward. This is way north of Hope. I do want to stress that out. If you are in Hope right now, you are okay and in the clear. That tornado warning, again, hitting the northwest corner of Hempstead County. And if this would continue downstream, again, most of the cell is moving eastward, maybe just a touch off to the south, but this will be hitting, again, just essentially the northern edge of Hempstead County here at this hour, and that's what we are continuing to track here at this time and place. Let me see if there's the newest radar scan. Looks like it's not. Hasn't updated yet here at this time. National Weather Service hasn't come out with any other responses yet. I haven't seen any thorough confirmation of whether or not we have this yet, but I believe this is, I know I've seen a good amount of people say this is a PDS tornado warning, so please, again, seek shelter here if you are in the spot. And of course, as I'm talking, we are now finally getting the newest radar wind velocity couplet. I'm looking at, again, right in here, somewhere around this line. It looks like it's a little bit more. Go ahead.
We're getting got a new update that this tornado warning now has a particularly dangerous situation
Yes.
tag onto it right now. There's a damaging tornado and 2-inch hail being the main threat associated with this tornado. So as of right now, we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground. So from what it is saying here, or it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a significant tornado. This is a particularly dangerous situation. As of right now, I'm not going to say that there is a confirmed tornado because that's not the wording that they are using for this warning at the very moment, but this is a particularly dangerous situation. If you are anywhere just north of Nashville or near Nashville, in the vicinity of Nashville, especially to the east of there, I need you in your tornado safe space as of right now. I'm going to do another track on it just for you all that are watching at home, straight out to the east here. This has pretty much been bouncing up and down towards, up and down around Nashville. Nashville sits around right here, and it was showing that the rotation was right around Nashville, but it seems to have moved just up to the north here near Bingen around 11:10. So 10 minutes to get ready for this area of rotation. Please get in your safe space as of right now. The National Weather Service is now calling this a particularly dangerous situation for Billstown at the very edge of this cone that I just drew out here, or in the very middle of it here near Highway 301 and between Highway 301 and Highway 19 in Arkansas here. Billstown 11:45, Kimberly around 11:26, and Wallaceburg at the very edge of this cone here that you may not be able to see because of this stand here. Wallaceburg around 11:54 if it does make a southeastward track here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. I need you in your safe space as of right now if you are in any of those places that I just mentioned here on the screen just now here. I'm gonna take this a little bit off of the whatchamacallit. And then, yes, this is exactly where the area of rotation is at the very moment here. I'm going to circle it out. It's right on the edge of Howard as well as moving into northern portions of Hempstead County. It seems that this area of rotation has mainly moved off to the north. It's not very pronounced here, mainly because of how far away it is from the radar site. So we won't be able to see a very pronounced look at this area of rotation, but they are calling this a particularly dangerous situation in terms of the large hail that is falling associated with this area of rotation here, as you can see, or this storm that is currently out there at the very moment. We're seeing hail sizes very close to 2 inches here. I'm going to take a look at how tall or how large this hail is. 1.8 inches, that's bigger than $half size, and it's getting closer to hen egg size. Hen egg is just a little bit bigger than $half size. It's closer to 2 inches in diameter. This is not something you want to be outside for, and you won't be able to see it. You want to know why you won't be able to see it? It's because of the heavy rainfall surrounding it. As you can see here, there's a lot of heavy rainfall associated with this area of rotation, and more than likely, it's in this vicinity over here. And it's not associated with the purplish colors, which is the hail core associated with this storm here. The rotation appears to be just behind that hail core at the very moment. McCaskill, you're still in the way of this storm at the very moment, so please get in your safe space. Right now, if you're in McCaskill, I would even get in my safe space if I was in Murfreesboro right now, even though it's not moving to the north and east. It's mainly moving east at the very moment, but Murfreesboro, I need you in your safe space at the very moment here. This area this storm right here is producing large hail and a rotation strong enough that where it could meet the ground here. I'm going to take a look at the debris tracker to see if there's anything on the ground or anything that is pronounced on the ground at the very moment. And it doesn't seem to be anything at the very moment here. We are pretty far out from where the radar site is as of right now. All of these reds and yellows and oranges that you see here on the screen, that's all rainfall and all things that are, conflicting with the radar that is being pushed out and sensing things out there in the atmosphere. If you see like a dark blue thing, a dark blue dot in the middle of the debris tracker, that means that something is on the ground. And I believe Evan Thomason has something to say about this storm here.
Yeah, we just got a brand new tornado warning. The same storm that we've been talking about here on the northern end of Hempstead County, but they've kind of reframed the tornado warning a little bit, and also shifted to where it is on the storm. Let me show you what I mean here. Essentially, the area of rotation that we've been wandering at and looking at is on my blue arrow, a little bit out right on the corner of Hempstead County and Howard County. But now the polygon is actually looking at an area of rotation on the very southern edge of this cell, as this will continue to move off south and east. So let's get you the first alert on that. Again, this is a brand new tornado warning that's just been issued by the National Weather Service. That is not the one for Hempstead and Howard County. It technically is. There it is. It's the one for Hempstead, Howard, and now Nevada County. This is the very, very western edge of Nevada County here at this hour. This goes all the way until midnight. Notice how this includes a little more of a great chunk of Hempstead County instead of just the northwest corner. This technically stays out of Hope, but this is going to be coming through most areas north of I-30 in Hempstead County. So if you were in that spot, just period, go ahead and get in your safe spot now, all right? Here at this time, you don't want to play any, you want to play it safe, essentially, with this storm coming on by. So let's get the latest track on that and see what we're watching out for. As CJ mentioned, this is far away from the radar site, so it's hard to tell where exactly we see these areas of rotation, but I'm watching out for almost for two different areas of rotation with the cell alone.
Yes.
One on my blue arrow north of Nashville that we have been evaluating, and what CJ has got, me and CJ have been ongoing and talking to you about for the past 15 minutes. But the new area of rotation that has formed this tornado warning is the one with the prominent green that you see in here, mixed in with the red, tightly knit. It's right in here. This is the area of rotation that's just moving into Hempstead County now, right on, I think that's U.S. State Highway 278. I think that's an A. This is moving again off quickly to the south and east. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overlay this and this. And we're going to do a quick track right here. Again, the area of rotation where I just mentioned is right in here. And of course, as soon as I do that, which is good news, the radar has just given us a brand new scope here, brand new scan, so to speak. So what we're going to do is track onto where that is on the velocity couplet now. It looks like our wind velocity actually hasn't updated yet, but our reflectivity has. This is bad. This is not good on the radar side of what I'm looking at here on the first alert Doppler radar. That little hook, a little notch into the cell, that's essentially what we're watching out for when it comes to these kind of tornadic events and these tornadic cells, essentially. So again, I'm looking at something right in here that's moving off to the south and east. So let's get to the latest on the track with this cell, as this will be moving from here, going in this direction. So if you find your tile named here, please get in your safe spot at this time. This essentially is an approximate guess to when the cell can be in your location. Now, to be fair, again, this is a brand new scan of the radar. So most of these times should be, in general, accurate. Obviously, give yourselves a little bit of minutes of leeway. Also, prepare to be in your safe spot the latest by this time, all right? Go ahead and head there now. But essentially, this gives you an estimate to when this cell can be kind of heading into your area. Washington at just before 11:30. It is currently 11:07. 11:42 to Oak Haven, Dunlap 11:50, and then almost midnight at Perrytown, which is on the eastern edge of Hempstead County here for you. Hey, this has got a good hail cell to it, lots of heavy rain. I know it's dark, so that reason alone shouldn't, make you go outside to see this cell at all. But let's take a look at some of the parameters that we see here. Let's see, the shear track has been kind of going in two different directions. Got one, and this kind of helps us to track on the different changes of wind in the atmosphere. And changes in wind, or specifically changes in wind direction. Changes in wind direction is exactly what you want to kind of fish out in order to see a revolving cloud amongst itself, which is essentially a tornado. So essentially, again, we're watching out for this on the very edge, northern edge of Hempstead County, and also another kind of area of rotation heading right in areas just to the southeast of Nashville here at this time. Let me go ahead and track onto our debris tracker, see if I see anything prominent. This is far away from the radar site. Usually the debris tracker is a little more accurate. definitely closer to, and I don't see anything too prominent there. Our wind shear is tracking onto some area of rotation out in here. That's what we mentioned by. That makes sense because this, oh yeah, this is where our new so this is our brand new velocity scan, and I am just worried about all this pink tailored into the green. This is what we're worried about, and it looks like this cell overall is kind of shifting in a more southward direction. In fact, it looks like the northern area of rotation has kind of lost itself a little bit, which is good news there. But this is a cell that is starting to evolve and become a lot more proficient on its southern edge, which is moving farther southward into the Arklatex a little bit here, specifically further southward into Hempstead County. As mentioned, the area of rotation is right in here. We're going to continue to track this out as this moves mostly east, but if anything, looks like it's going to be moving a little bit southward as well here at this point in time. So, again, if you're anywhere in this direction, please seek shelter right now. Again, your safe spot in your home. No windows. You want to put as much walls and let the house do as much work for you as you can to keep yourself safe. Let's see if we see any, looks like the National Weather Service is kind of reforming their tornado polygons here. So let's double check on that. And yeah, so they've put everything only in Hempstead County now. So it looks like Howard County, you are still under a severe thunderstorm.
Plan every walk with the KSLA News 12 First Alert Dog Walking Forecast. Sponsored by John Harvey.
Warning here at this point in time. So if you are in Howard County, again, you are in the clear, but Hempstead County, especially for those of you north of I-30, again, cannot reiterate this enough, please be in your safe spot. I know it's also 11 to 10 at night too. So if you know anybody that's asleep, wake them up and get them in their safe spot. Hey, after today, we're finally going to take a break from severe weather. But I believe, CJ, you got something else to comment on?
Yes, from what I was looking at on the radar app on my phone, as well as on matching this up with the radar on this screen that I'm looking at here on my computer, that this area of rotation had actually a sub-vortex associated with it here that actually broke off and moved into a portion just north of Hempstead County and moved to the very edge of the Howard County area, of that Howard County line, and pretty much dissipated without even, having much life associated with it here. It was once one rotation here, as you can see. This is once one rotation at the time from when we first came on at around 10:44 p.m., but as we moved through the past few radar scans, we saw two of them. This was one vortex, and this was another vortex right here. But this was short-lived, and this is the one that actually grew a little bit stronger out there. So this is what we are looking at the very moment here. This is a very broad area of rotation. Right now, nothing is confirmed, but this is still under a particularly dangerous situation tag, or a PDS tag associated with it here. There's still no confirmation of a tornado on the ground at the very moment. I want to give you guys another track of where this storm or this area of rotation is actually heading, and since it has been getting stronger and stronger, it has moved almost directly south of Nashville here, but the polygon has it moving mainly south and east. So we're gonna make this polygon move mainly to the south and east, but more than likely it's going to head directly south and east here. So we're going to make a polygon and push it all the way out towards this way here. So Ozan, more than likely, if this continues in its direction, which is mainly to the south and southeast, you may be able to miss it here, but you're going to be included under this polygon here, will be reaching your area, the area of rotation there, at around 11:30. So around 18 minutes from now. For Washington, you have around just less than 30 minutes to prepare for this area of rotation that is associated with a particularly dangerous situation tag on this tornado warning. Oak Haven, 11:55. If it holds up to reach towards the town of Hope, which is one of the more urbanized areas around southwestern Arkansas here. Once it reaches Hope, it more than likely will be around an hour from now, just less than an hour from now, 54 minutes or so. And for Bodcaw, 11:40 or 12:46, which is at the very edge of this cone that I just drew here. Once again, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Nothing is confirmed on the ground here, but we are seeing some strong rotation associated with this area or this storm here. And there's also another strong rotation just outside of the region here, as you can see, or something trying to spin up there by Okolona. This is technically just outside of the Arklatex here, but it is pretty much making a southeastward movement the same way as this area of rotation is at the very moment here. I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any other chats from the National Weather Service. It doesn't seem to be anything at the very moment. Do you see anything on your end, Evan?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I've been trying to check out to some of the different cells, period, around the Arklatex here for you. I know we're going to continue to talk about this tornado warning ongoing, as this is a evolving, dangerous situation. But for those of you that have been continuing to just join us, just, on the grand scale of things, this is the whole radar picture as a whole. This is not light rain all around the Arklatex here for you. In fact, it's been a nice quiet day here for Saturday here for you. The radar signature return from the light green that you're seeing there all across the bulk of the Arklatex, most of that just kind of goes to show you how incredibly saturated the atmosphere is. This is a new, it looks like our radar scan is just starting to develop a new scan here for you. Look at that, that's cool, isn't it? But anyways, the point is, hey, we're developing onto 3 cells. We've been watching out for 3 cells continuously over the last several hours. One's towards DFW, one is trying to hit a little bit closer out towards McCurtain County and Red River County in northeast Texas. This has been trying to go southeast into the Arklatex. And then this third cell is what we've been watching out for, and now that has just dipped down enough southward into the Arklatex, and that's where we find our tornado warning here at this hour. Again, this has continued to dip down southward, and I would not be surprised to even see if this is going to continue its own current trajectory. This is going to continue maybe into Nevada County and maybe even Columbia County if it holds itself together enough. So let's get to the latest details again on this ongoing tornado warning. It is on the very southern edge of the cell that's continuing to move off to the south and east here at Evan, this hour. Go ahead.
Cameron has a live shot in Prescott, Arkansas. Arkansas, right along I-30.
Yeah.
I think we should go right on to it and see what's going on in that direction. I see, matching up with the radar picture right now, there seems to be some heavy rainfall in the distance, or lightning in the distance that you can see there. I'm not sure exactly where that is pointing, in which direction, but you can see from that car that just passed by, it looks like that rain is falling in the area, and it has fallen onto the camera. It's not very good resolution there, but we are still seeing some lightning in the background, as you can see, frequent lightning that is, and we are almost seeing some clear lightning strikes, as you can see there. But yeah, we are definitely seeing a severe situation unfold at the very moment, and hail has been a prominent factor in this storm here. We're starting to see the purplish colors, which is getting very close to that middle mark, which is denoting, I believe this is denoted between 2 to 3 inches in diameter here, which is between hen egg size and baseball size. Think of a baseball falling out of the sky. You do not want to be outside when baseballs are falling from the sky. Anything that is the size of baseballs falling from the sky. You do not want to be outside during this, and you for sure won't want to be outside when there's an area of rotation as strong as it is right now in your area here. So this is exactly where the area of rotation is at the very moment right now, and I'm going to send it right back over to Evan. I believe he has something else to say about this storm.
Yeah, we want to keep you first sort about the latest information about how this has continued to dip down southward. As I just forementioned, this has been a cell that we've been tracking just outside of our southwestern Arkansas counties here for the past couple of hours, but now it's really made essentially a beeline down southward. In fact, the National Weather Service continues to kind of reframe and reform their ongoing tornado warning. In fact, they've just posted a new one, same area of rotation, but now accompanying it for it moving a little bit farther south than originally expected. If you notice now, the tornado warning does include Hope, Arkansas. Hope, Arkansas, please get in your safe spot here at this point in time, as this is continuing to kind of shimmy down farther southward than originally expected here for you. So let's look at that recent velocity scan, and we'll get to the latest on the actual timing of how everything is going down. So it's right in here is what I'm looking at. These, hold up, let me redo that one more time. Excuse me. It is right in here is what I'm looking at mostly here at this point in time. Just entering into Hempstead County. And if I zoom on out, we're going to try to narrow down the timing of how this actually goes. In fact, I'm going to take away the yellow circle here for just a moment. And then we're going to circle this one more time. And let's put on let's put on this. We're going to put on this. I'm going to circle the area of rotation where it was tracking onto. And now we're going to add our little track feature now with the direction that's going. Again, this is going a lot more south than originally expected here. So this will go going somewhere in this vicinity. So if you see your town there, please get in your safe spot again. Hey, reaching Washington in the next 10 minutes. There is hope around midnight. Just before then, still got another, looks like 20 minutes or so. But the way these cells have been moving, it has been moving with some certain speed. So I'd go ahead and maybe plan on an extra like 5 minutes before this actual time for the cells to actually get into your location. So right before midnight for Hope, and maybe eventually, if it holds itself together, 12:15 for Centerville. If you find your town, again, in that area, please get in your safe spot. This is in effect for Hempstead County. Right across the heart of Hempstead County here at this hour. A real ongoing tornado warning, a real ongoing problem. Not only do we have that, as CJ mentioned, we also have hail that we've been tracking onto at the core of this system. This is a nasty hail core cell giving way to a potential tornado as well. Again, this shows you the kind of the ultimate heart and power of the supercell as well, just to the south side of Ozan. If I actually look and hit our little query tool here, yeah, it's 3 inches, 3-inch diameter. That's the baseball size that you were talking about, right, CJ?
Exactly.
Wow.
Also, I wanted to show another live shot. This is just outside of the Arklatex technically still, but this is an area of rotation that we have been looking at since we've gotten on air here. There's still some heavy rainfall falling out there in the distance. This is looking, I believe this is eastbound here along I-30 near Gurdon in southwestern Arkansas. So we are definitely see a lot of lightning in that area at the very moment. Gurdon, Arkansas, that is just outside technically of the Arklatex here. And not sure exactly what that was. That might be just that you can see the rain a little bit harder, a little bit better in that with the light showing just below it there. But heavy rainfall ongoing in that area, and that area of rotation is moving very close to, if not right next to, the town of Gurdon at the very moment here. So that was just a live look out there, just outside of the Arklatex, and we will be looking for more live shots here in just a second for the area of rotation that is within the Arklatex here. I'm going to send it right over back to Evan.
Track out the system. Also, that camera that you were looking at that was facing eastbound, a little bit further into the core of the system, or we've had lots of heavy rain again further out towards Arkadelphia that has still continued this hour. I've been tracking onto some different parameters to help us track onto the actual area of rotation. One of the best features to do that is called the thing called shear tracks. Again, anytime you hear the word shear, it's change in wind direction. What is a tornado? It's a cloud that changes rapidly in wind direction, essentially. So we're looking right in here for the shear tracks. This is just off to the west side of Washington. Again, that's where the core of the system is as well. And you can also use these tracks to show you the movement and momentum it kind of has. So this, if I follow my blue arrow here, this would be continuing to go down farther south and east and almost miss Hope. It looks like to the west side, maybe. Still keep yourself on the safe side and keep yourself indoors, certainly, number one. But get yourself in your safe spot. You always want, again, the most amount of walls between you and your outside environment, number one. Number two, just make sure there's no glass, no windows. Well, most importantly, no windows, because you don't want glass shattering at all if it really gets down to it, if you unfortunately get hit. Anyways, point is, hey, we're tracking out to the wind velocity here for you at this hour, because that usually helps us kind of monitor this ongoing situation. Again, the area of rotation right in here. This radar signature is getting a little old, to be fair. Looks like this is about 4 to 5 minutes old, so hopefully this will update in the next minute or so. In fact, I'm going to check on to other, looks like there's nothing new from the National Weather Service here at this hour. Again, they are not only tracking onto that potential tornado, but they're also tracking onto that hail core, which has been really prominent. And a case in point is, as I speak it almost into existence, we have our new scan of the wind velocity picture, and this is a little worrisome. Got some yellow shades showing up here for you on our wind velocity scan. Again, this is just west of Washington. Nothing's been confirmed about this tornado at all at this point in time, but this is really worrying on the radar picture, not going to lie, because let me go ahead and erase what I had here, and let me show you why. These shades of yellow are really strong wind velocity measurables and it's signatures, essentially. That's what I'm trying to get at. Come from our radar site. It's a little worrisome because that indicates strong winds going away from the radar, which are rotating around these green signatures, which are coming back into the radar, and that's an area of rotation that we watch out for to determine the tornado. So this is right on the western side of Washington, it looks like, continuing to mostly move a little more south than east. It's definitely moving southeast, but I think it's moving a little more farther south than east at this point in time. Hey, regardless of whether or not you're dealing with a tornado, if it is actually confirmed at this point in time or not, you're dealing with a huge hail core that continues to be driven off to the south, and this is getting closer and closer to the I-30 corridor now in Hempstead County. And on top of that, again, you're dealing with some incredibly strong winds, as our radar picture is really picking up on with this system. So that's why we especially want you to get in to your safe spot here at this point in time. Again, National Weather Service continues to have this ongoing tornado warning. This is ongoing, I believe, mostly for Hempstead County. Let me go ahead and put the query back up here for you. Yes, this is going on in Hempstead County all the way until midnight. Again, we will at KSLA News 12. We'll be here with you every step of the way, continuing to track out this picture, me and CJR, throughout the next couple of hours. Let's get you the latest picture on that first alert Doppler radar. Again, anytime you see pink on the first alert Doppler radar, that is cause for concern. Lots of intense lightning, lots of heavy rain. Again, this is a cell that is moving directly towards Hope. Hope is about to get in on the chunk of the cell here for you in just a little bit, and we're continuing to track out this area of rotation again, which is a little worrisome, that continues to move closer and closer to the I-30 corridor in Hempstead County. What are you trekking onto over there, CJ?
Well, I'm just doing another track for this area of rotation that Evan just mentioned before. This is a very strong area of rotation. As of right now, there is no indication, no confirmation that anything is on the ground at the very moment. But for those in Oak Haven, you have around 17 minutes to get ready for this area of rotation that is about to move into your area. It's mainly moving down to the south and east and may continue to make a even more southward track from what it has been showing earlier. Nashville, from where it was before, it's mainly just been moving south-southeastward, which is a little bit contradictory as compared to the storm motion it had before here. These are individual and discrete supercells, which can change direction pretty much at any time. If it's going to continue to move eastward, but it can make a northward track, it can make a southward track here, and we're here to tell you all about it and give you the first alert to it. But if you're in the town of Hope, as of right now, I need you in your safe space. Right now, there's a large area of rotation associated with that storm, and large hail is falling from that storm as well. We just showed before the hail tracks are now detecting nearly 3-inch diameter hail. That's baseball size. You fit a baseball in your hand, throw it up, and let it catch it again. That's the type of hail that is falling from the ground or from the sky as of right now. You'll definitely need to be inside and in your safe space once the storm reaches you. For Hope, it's around just less than 30 minutes from now, around 27 minutes. For Patmos, around an hour from now, just less than an hour from now. Bodcaw, around 12:32 is when it should reach into your area. This rotation has been holding up for the past, I would say, close to 40 minutes almost here so far. And for the very edge of that cone here, 12:48 for Roston here is when this area of rotation may move into your area. But more than likely, it will continue to make its way to the south and east, or south-southeast, as I should say, more of a southward turn as compared to a southeastward turn, or more less compared to an eastward turn here. It's mainly moving down to the south and east at the very moment. I want to give you guys another look at how the hail has been trending here in terms of this system right here. We also have a live look. I did want to mention that. We have a live look out. I believe this is near the town of Hope, so in the vicinity of Hope. So if we could put that on the screen for in just a second here, just shows you that the storm is very close to the town of Hope. You can see the flashes in the background, the lightning and all of that. Things of that nature. I don't believe they are dealing with the rain as of right now from what the latest radar scans are showing, but they are going to see this rainfall very, very soon. It's also bringing some large hail and an area of rotation that is pretty broad as of right now, but it is bringing some damaging winds associated with it here. There's still, I believe, still a particularly dangerous situation type of tornado warning that we are currently under as of right now. I'm going to double check that with the tornado warning here. I don't believe they have a particularly dangerous situation associated with it, but the main threats associated with this tornado warning that is moving mainly south here, for this tornado warning, as you can see here, it is the main threats to watch out for are radar indicated tornado and golf ball size hail. We already seeing the radar indicate baseball size hail based off the updrafts that we have seen within the storm here, that the updrafts that it has detected here. I'm going to look at the other tornado warning to see if it has a particularly dangerous situation tag on it, and it actually does not. It's just a very wide and broad area of rotation here that is currently being detected near the town of Washington. It's making its way southward towards the town of Hope here. I would not be surprised if Hope either got sideswiped by this area of rotation or reached right into it or moved right over top of the town of Hope. I definitely need you all to wake up if you're in the town of Hope, get to your safe space, and hopefully that is a bathroom or closet. Those are more than likely the places that are good and sustainable for severe storms or any types of rotation that may reach the ground or any tornadoes that may reach the ground here. As of right now, we don't have anything confirmed on the ground, but we do have a large and broad area of rotation. Usually when we would see something that is more tight and more tightly knit and a good indication that a tornado is rotating very fast or an area of rotation rotating very fast is when we would see more brighter colors of green. We're only seeing the brighter colors of the red shade here, the pinks, the yellows. That's all winds blowing away from the radar. We're not seeing many winds blowing towards the radar, and you can't get a tornado with winds just blowing away, you know? So when we start to see higher or brighter colors of the greens and more of the blue colors matching up with these yellows and pinks, that's when we could start to see more concerning situation or more situation leaning towards a tornado being on the ground or rapidly tight spinning a rotation here. But as of right now, we're just seeing some very gusty winds that are starting to try and rotate at the very moment here. Just to give you guys another reiteration of these tornado warnings that are in effect, this is for Hempstead County, Arkansas. This is in Arkansas. This lasts until 12 a.m. right on midnight at the dot on our Sunday here. And for this tornado warning, if it does not move out of this polygon here, because it's making mainly a southward track, the National Weather Service has put this polygon there right to the south of it, mainly just to, see if it continues to move southward or if it continues to move eastward here, just to cover everything. Hempstead and Nevada counties are under this tornado warning until 12 a.m. as well here. So we're stuck with you for at least the next 30 minutes or so if this rotation continues to, stay upright. And as of, I believe this is the latest radar scan here. This is the latest radar scan. As you can see, we are still seeing winds blowing away from the radar, maybe a couple of gusty winds trying to blow towards the radar. So that just gives you the notion that something is trying to spin up at that very moment, at this very moment, just south of Washington here. It's moving mainly to the east of Hope right now. So it's a pretty good, we can pretty much say that this storm or this area of rotation is mainly moving east here, as you can see. And here, I'm going to line this up with the reflectivity and just show you all the hail core associated with it. These higher reflectivities denote the either heavy rainfall or something solid falling from the sky. That's where you can see that's what's being denoted by the purplish colors here. The reddish colors denote the heavy rainfall, moderate for the orange, and obviously the yellow and the green for light to moderate types of rainfall. But when you start to see those purplish colors, as well as all the lightning strikes, those little dots that you see there, those are lightning strikes. So a lot of lightning, A lot of hail is falling from the sky, and there's a rotation that is trying to spin up a tornado, something that could fall to the ground here. This is not a situation you want to go out and take pictures of. You definitely want to be in a safe space while this storm is rolling through your area. This is a very powerful storm at the very moment here. It's a severe storm. It's not severe warned as of right now, mainly because of the area of rotation that we are watching for at the very moment. I believe it's just tornado warnings associated with it, but we're seeing frequent lightning. We're seeing winds trying to spin up something. More than likely, as you can see, the winds trying to blow into the storm from the south and west here, trying to spin up in this quadrant of the storm over here, still bringing some large hail in that same vicinity as well. And these warnings here that are in effect as of right now last all the way until midnight. But I also want to show a little bit out to the west here, these areas, this cluster of storms that were severe warned earlier today here. They are no longer severe warned, as you can see there, but they are bringing some heavy rainfall, mainly because of how slow they are moving, and mainly also because of mainly because of how slow they're moving and the heavy rainfall that is falling out there. So we'll continue to watch those storms as they move into the Arklatex to see if they reignite into severe storms. Obviously, we're still watching for that. We're still just keeping an eye on that storm out there out in Dallas-Fort Worth. But as of right now, we are currently under 2 tornado warnings, all associated with one storm here with an area of rotation that is moving towards the south here. It's mainly moving south at around 20 miles per hour here. We're going to go ahead and do another track, but we're going to make this a southward track here. We're not going to make it southeastward. We're not going to sugarcoat things here. We're going to just make a southward track associated with this area of rotation, which has been moving south since it was near the town of Nashville here. So we're going to take the track starting from around right there, and I'm going to move it mainly to the south and east, because mainly it's moving to the south and east. So we're going to move it in more in a southward direction, but mainly to the south and east. So battlefield for 12:01, just after midnight, more than likely going to see this area of rotation. And Hope, Arkansas is in this vicinity right over here, just outside of the cone from where I just drew. You still need to be in your safe space because a strong storm, or if not, it actually is a severe storm, because we're seeing hail between the sizes of 2 inches, hen egg size, and baseball size here. It is a severe storm. Whether it's warned or not to be severe, it is still a severe storm. Definitely need to be in your safe space if you're in the town of Hope. This is not just for the areas that I just drew here. This is also for the town of Hope as well. For Kohler, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, please correct me there in the Facebook chat. I believe you are live on Facebook. For Kohler, around 12:11. Patmos, 12:24. For Beck, right, and I believe this is close to Little River County here in Arkansas, no, I believe this is Little River County, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it's Miller County. Beck for 12:39, and Louisville at around 12:53, so just over an hour from now. So that's the latest track on the latest radar scan associated with this area of rotation. And I'm also going to look on my my phone here to see the latest updates on. Okay, so it looks like it's mainly moving southeast now. So it's been moving south since it was in Nashville here, but it seems to be making a southeastward track as of the latest, or from looking at my phone now. So it was mainly near Nashville, so it was in the town of Nashville up here, mainly moving south and east, but now it's making its way to the south, mainly moving south, but now it's making its way to the south and east, right towards the town of Hope here. So that's why I still told Hope, areas around Hope, to be in your safe space as of right now, because it's mainly making a southward turn here. Here's a little look at the last few radar scans associated with First Alert Doppler radar. It's mainly been moving to the south from the north, but it's now making a south and eastward track towards the town of Hope here. So if you're in the town of Hope, and this is the latest latest radar scan here, it shows that something is trying to curl up right there. It's something that's trying to, not saying it's starting, it's not saying it's going to curl up, but it's starting to curl up as of right now. It's just to the south of Washington and just to the east of the town of Hope, still bringing some large hail as well as some heavy rainfall at the very moment here. Radar scans have not changed since the latest one here, so we'll continue to watch this storm as this continuously develops here, obviously. but nothing much is really going across the Arklatex outside of these two storms. Here's a live look across the Arklatex at the very moment. This is the only storm that we have that is severe warned, let alone tornado warned here for the Arklatex. All this green here, don't mind it. It's all dry conditions here around the Arklatex. This usually shows up at night. It's just ground clutter type of thing. But a lot of lightning associated with this area of rotation, and it's mainly moving down to the south and east, looking to stay within the Arklatex for quite some time here because the Arklatex is definitely favorable for these type of conditions. So you can expect this potentially to be on longer than the next 30 minutes. I know we said we'll stay on for at least the next 30 minutes or so, but you can expect a little bit longer than that as well here. So we're going to be staying with you until then. And also, I wanted to show that this is the latest watch that is in effect here that actually replaced the tornado watch that was in effect for before. This severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for many areas around I-20 and northward, the yellow shaded color that you see there on the screen, until 6 a.m. here for tonight here. So we can still expect more severe storms to develop across the Arklatex, but the main ones that have been forming outside of the Arklatex here have been mainly staying outside of the Arklatex. We are seeing a couple more storms over in McCurtain County at the very moment. I believe they're starting to move into McCurtain County. I'm going to pause the radar as of right now. Don't believe it's loading up as of right now here. So we're going to wait a little bit for that to start to load up there. We're just going to look at the live wind velocity tracker, and we're not seeing any new areas of rotation there as of right now. Let's check in the National Weather Service chat. And we have seen a local storm report here from a train spotter. 1-inch hail. It says hail up to quarter size fell for about 3 minutes. So for around 3 minutes, quarter size hail has been falling or has fallen near Nashville and Hempstead, Arkansas. And latest that they have been saying here, this says at 11:36, they've been saying the radar trends suggest that baseball-sized hail is possible for the storm that is currently tornado warned and headed towards Hope. Is that what you're going to mention, Evan?
That's what we've been tracking on to with this wholesale, which is just giving us so many different threats of severe weather as well. I want to take you back a little bit, and when we were first getting on air for this area of rotation, it started out around Nashville. Let me zoom out this map just a little bit more. This area of rotation right around Nashville, and then it went mostly southward. Actually, let me do that a little bit better here for you. What I'm going to do here is make a new track based on where it has been and use that to kind of show you exactly where it's going to go. So this yellow arrow is kind of pointing to where the area of rotation started in Nashville, and now it finds itself on the very end of this arrow right around here. So this is going to mainly possibly skip over the west and south sides of Hope. This is definitely cruising again through central Hempstead County here. And may I even say, if this does continue to go farther south here, this could go into Lafayette County. You guys would be down the line next for where the cell has essentially got its momentum going towards. So this is the latest radar scan. Again, this is troublesome that we got the pink shades mixed in with the yellow. It indicates sharp and intense winds going away from the radar. That's just indicates strong winds, yes, but these green winds paired with it right next to it indicates that area of rotation. That's because somewhere right in here, again, dangerously close to Hope, and just off to the southwest corner, looks like of Washington. This is continuing to mainly move, again, in this direction here, mainly off to the south. If I had to say east or west, I would say a little bit off to the east here. Let's get you the latest on a track now at this point in time. Let's get a little bit south. Let's go with our handy-dandy tracker. I'm going to pinpoint this mostly going south than east. So, hey, if your town is lined up in this list, please get in your safe spot here at this time. The tornado warning, as of right now, still I was just double-checking the details of it. It's still ongoing only till about midnight. That's in for the next 18 minutes here for you. Continuing to go off to the south side. Again, it's only in effect for Hempstead County, But if this continues to kind of form itself, to kind of sustain itself, so to speak, again, this will be going into Lafayette County, down towards Boyd Hill, and down towards 12:30 in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Again, this is dangerously close to Hope here, so Hope, I would still be in your safe spot, even though your town is not listed here. Battlefield, Collier, Patmos, please get in your safe spots at this time. Hey, again, what that means is get in the most interior room in your home. No windows, so you don't have to deal with any glass. But hey, if you have shoes, go ahead and put those on as well. Just worst case, in case you have to step out into any of that. Meanwhile, we are tracking onto not only the rotation, which can clearly, if you're tracking at home, this can be clear-cut seen just on the west side. I hope you can see the nook in there with the actual supercell, really intense. And the thing is, even though Hope might still be in your safe spot just in case, but hey, even though you're missing out, looks like on the area of rotation just off to your west, you're still dealing with this intense hail core, which is definitely in effect for everybody. Look at this. This is making a beeline straight down south and east of the good hail core along that area of rotation. That is going into Hope as we speak. And also the I-30 corridor. You don't want to be driving out in this. Most importantly, we say that in all kinds of tornado warnings, but especially since this is accompanied with this intense hail that's coming on down, it's wild. Again, as aforementioned, we had that report that came in about hail. In fact, we're continuing to get more storm reports in about hail. Now, this one says a viewer reported hail of an inch and a half, ping pong size hail, essentially, that was located just north of Nashville. So the reports are coming in out of, go ahead.
Hey, Evan, I think it'll be a good time to look at that Hope, Arkansas tower, or that camera that we had mentioned before.
We can go ahead and put that in.
Get another check on what's going on over there in that vicinity as the storm approaches the area at the very moment. Let's see. We're not seeing much going on out there, but I could definitely see I could tell some heavy rainfalls ongoing, mainly judging by how fast the cars are moving on the streets there. A little bit of some lightning in the distance there, as you can see. I believe this is looking westbound, so just matching that up with the radar picture showing that it's not showing towards exactly where that hail core is right now. It's not showing where much of the rainfall is at the very moment. Let's try to see if we can get an eastbound camera. If there is an eastbound camera, you may be able to see the storm a little bit better. But yes, okay, you said there's an eastbound on Prescott, near Prescott? Okay, try to see if we can go to that one there. Yeah, Prescott's also seeing some heavy rainfall at the very moment here, as you can see. Yes, there's definitely a little bit more action ongoing at the very moment, but that storm is moving into portions of Hope at the very moment, moving across I-30 as of right now. So if you're traveling along I-30, definitely make sure to drive slowly. There's something also trying to spin up there just to the west of I-30 at the very moment, just to the north and west of that interstate. So make sure to please drive slowly as this storm is interacting with your area. If you're not driving as of right now, please get in your safe space. It is imperative to do so. There's a lot of gusty winds on the southern half of this storm at the very moment. There's a lot of gusty winds, and they're trying to spin up as of right now. The radar picture is not showing much tight rotations trying to spin up as of right now, but as of right now, currently, we are dealing with a lot of heavy winds moving in from the south as of right now, as you can see with the red colors there. But with the green colors that you see there on the screen, they're not showing much gusty winds at the very moment. These are winds blowing towards the radar in the green color, winds blowing away from the radar in the red. Usually when we would see something that shows that we can expect a tight rotation, or we're looking at a tight rotation, you'll see these higher or brighter colors mixed in with the higher colors on the winds blowing away from the radar. And this is the latest radar scan of those gusty winds moving into the town of Hope as of right now. Please remain in your safe space as of right now, and continue to stay there as this storm moves through your area here. We're seeing a lot of hail fall out of the system as well. I'm looking at the screen where Evan is at right now, and I believe he has the latest on how big that hail has gotten so far.
Well, we talked about some of those hail reports that have come into to us here at KSLA News 12 out of our National Weather Service. They're coming out. The reports are just coming out of Nashville, which is where this cell first started intensifying and then moving off to its south, essentially. We've been looking at that. Again, so far the reports have come in about only like 1 inch to 1.5 inches. But the thing is that the hail is really amplified since then. Look at the shades of color right by Nashville. It's mostly in the purple and blue. Look at this. This has been intensifying as it's been continuing to move farther southward. We've gotten some reds and even some oranges as this has continued to move farther off to the south and east. This is damaging hail. This is larger hail, about 2 to 3 inches. We've talked about baseball size as well. Please, it's too late now, but hopefully everything is indoors, because sometimes that could even put a dent in your car, even, especially if it's that big and that massive, essentially, as this is continuing to move off south and east. You can even tell our radar scans continuing to develop on the hails, just starting to enter into Hope in the I-30 corridor there around Hempstead County. Let's get to the latest picture again on that velocity couplet, because I know we were mainly on air for the tornado warning. So the hail, especially in the core of this system, is being found right in here, going right onto Hope. This is where the core of this hail, the core of the worst part of the hail is going, pretty much. It's going right through Hope and up in the northern end of that. The area of rotation is on the very western edge of the cell, especially if you're tracking on at home. It's coming right in here. This is crossing just over the I-30 corridor here at this point in time. Let me see the velocity map again. Yeah, it's right where that red is paired with the pink. This is just reaching very dangerously close to Hope. So, yeah, your time is out. It's time to be in your safe spot right at this very moment. Again, if you are in Hope, Arkansas, we're continuing to track this out as this continues to move off farther south and east. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning until midnight, still for the next 10 minutes. So we'll see if we get maybe, let's see, and yes, the National Weather Service, as soon as I just checked their chat, they are planning on reissuing this tornado warning downstream, which means downstream of Hempstead County, moving off farther south, would be Lafayette County, down towards Stamps. If you want to go ahead and get yourself prepped up here at this point in time, please do so here right now. Let's go back to the velocity real quick, and let's go ahead and get another track out for you to see where this is going. Again, this is mainly going off to the south, but just a smidge off to the east as well. So there is Stamps now listed in the timing here for you on this cell as it continues to mostly move off to the south. That's where its momentum is taking itself. So this will be reaching Stamps more towards almost 1 in the morning. Also down towards Piney Grove, down towards 12:30. And this will be essentially exiting Hempstead County around 12:30. And you want to make sure you're in your safe spot at the latest at this time, all right? Just, hey, get yourself nice and cozy here right now and prep up those items, especially if you're in Lafayette County. Hempstead County, again, now is the time to be in your safe spot, especially if you are now south of I-30, as this area of rotation is just crossing over that interstate. Now, let also now kind of serve as a reminder, it's late at night. It's almost midnight. I know it's not a school night, thankfully, but it is late at night. If you know anybody that's asleep, wake them up. Make sure they can get them and their kids into their safe spot. We want to protect you and your whole family and make sure everybody gets through this event just fine here for you. All right, so again, these are the towns where this area of rotation that we're tracking onto continues to move off further to the south and east. Guess what? If we haven't had word of a confirmed tornado at all, I believe. No, we have not, which is good. But regardless of whether or not the tornado is there, we're still dealing with incredibly strong wind gusts with this cell, and we're continuing to see this hail core absolutely be really astronomical, essentially, and really, really impressive. Checking on that here real quick for you one more time. That hail core, again, right on top of Hope, and the area of rotation and what we're watching out for is mainly just on the western edge of Hope, it looks like, as this continues to move off, mainly south, but a little bit east as well. Let's see, it looks like they did put this Tornado warning downstream. There is the brand new tornado warning in effect. This goes all the way now until 12:45. Brand new tornado warning with the same cell that we've been tracking onto, but now this has been extended farther downstream. Hope now is, again, the time to be in your safe spot at this very moment, as that area of rotation is on top of you now. So we're moving into the southeast corner of Hempstead County, and looks like it's got maybe a little more eastward trajectory than originally thought. So actually, I'm going to redo that little timing graphic here for you. So again, area of rotation that we're watching out for, pretty much almost right on top of Hope here. This actually moved and notched a little bit farther east than expected, but still getting into the western edge of Hope and Hempstead County. So please be in your safe spot again at this time. And we've talked about, in case in point, how the direction of especially these kinds of supercells can change at any moment. So this is continuing to move off again in this direction. And I'm even going a little bit out of the tornado warning polygon, as this cell has been strengthening. It has shown no signs of slowing down at all. So Calare, Bodcall, Falcon, Stamps, again, get in your safe spot. This is way past midnight, but now it's time to prep up. Maybe grab some good items, maybe a blanket, also maybe some shoes, awesome, maybe some food as well. Not sure how long you're going to be in with us here. Again, we're going to be with you as long as this tornado warning is in effect, but want to make sure you are safe and in the most interior room of your home, again, away from windows. All right, so we're continuing to track out to the system as it continues to move south and east. Something we haven't done in a little while that I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take a step back just for a second from this cell. And for those of you just joining us from anywhere else in the Arklatex, this is our only tornado-warned cell. The only other different cell of rain that we have going on throughout the entire region is out in Idabel in the northwest corner of the Arklatex, and this is not a severe warm storm at all. This is just a little bit of light to moderate rainfall ongoing through McCurtain County and Red River County. Besides that, the rest of the Arklatex is completely dry here at this point in time.
There's also a severe storm just outside of the region to the north and west. That one cluster right there.
This one?
Yes, the one near Choctaw.
Yeah.
It's actually for Choctaw. That lasts all the way until 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, and that is moving eastward as well. So that's moving a little bit closer out to McCurtain County, so we'll be tracking onto that cell as well. So for now, it's, again, just light to moderate rainfall out of that cell that's moving eastward in McCurtain County and Idabel and Clarksville, but we'll be tracking onto that. But again, in the meantime, we do want to rest assure you, at least for the time being, everything's looking good for the rest of the Arklatex. But here's the thing, again, this cell has been continuing to hammer down and move farther and farther southward. So, hey, if you are downstream of this cell, please watch out. Hope down to Magnolia, again, Nevada County, especially for the southern part of Nevada County. Please get in your safe spot at this time. But you notice, again, since downstream of this tornado warning is Columbia County, this would be coming down towards Magnolia. And so please watch out in that area. We're just now
hearing that a lot more rain is happening in Hope. So let's go ahead and take this over to the live camera just to show what's going on in the Hope direction. This is looking westbound. So we are definitely seeing some heavy rainfall out there. And we are, I believe, we're starting to see a little bit of some hail out there as well. It's not very clear, obviously. Still a low resolution type of camera, but it's a good thing that we are seeing what's going on out in the vicinity of the area as of right now. If you're on the roadways and you're listening to us, the truck drivers or anybody that's on the roadways out there near I-30, where this severe storm is at the very moment, please continue to drive slowly. It's good to see that everybody out there is driving slowly at the very moment here, because there's some heavy rainfall, and with the cars passing by, you could even see some of the, I believe you can see some of the hail falling onto the roadways as of right now here. So yeah, a lot of lightnings are showing as of right now. This is near Hope, Arkansas once again. That car is moving kind of fast there, so you might want to call them and tell them to slow down a little bit, because the heavy rain is ongoing in that area here. So if you're on the roadways, please, I cannot stress this enough, slow down. There's a heavy rainfall ongoing. There's some large hail ongoing as well. And there's an area of rotation that is actually moving through the town of Hope. I'm going to give it right back to Evan to show the latest look at First Alert Doppler radar.
Yeah, this is the nook and the cell that I'm watching out for with this specific tornado warning. First of all, again, you are getting heavy rain you are getting hail, you are getting strong winds, you're getting every kind of severe weather threat out of this single cell. First and foremost, this could even cause some flash flooding in some certain areas as well. This is bringing lots of heavy rain, even on the back side of the cell. Lots of heavy rain is continuing to come down in areas like Nashville and the northern end of Hempstead County. But look at this prominent hook on this radar site here for you. This is what I'm really watching out for. This is just passing over Hope, just on the southern edge of it, it looks like now. Again, this is a cell that's continuing to move off to the south and east here at this hour. And anytime you see that kind of hook echo, that means bad news. What we're watching out for is that velocity couplet, which is where that potential area of rotation is. Again, this is now just on the southern edge of Hope, right in here. The greens paired with the pinks. Intense wind rotating in opposite directions of the radar site to really stress out that we could have a potential tornado, again, in that area. And that would be moving, once again, off, in this direction where the tornado warning is in effect for. So please be in your safe spot. Colair, Patmos, Falcon, please, again, cannot stress it enough. Maybe grab some blankets, but most importantly, put yourself in your most interior room in your home. And stay tuned with us here. We will be on air as long as this tornado warning is in place, which still is ongoing at least all the way until 12:45 now. Again, this is in effect for just to go over the details of it once more, this is in effect for the southeast corner of Hempstead County and now Lafayette County, the very northern side of it. This would go down towards Stamps a little bit as well. So Stamps, I would go ahead and get in your safe spot now too. Also, now potentially going into Nevada County as well. So watch out for Nevada County. Southern and Nevada County, please be in your safe spot as well. And as mentioned further on, if this continues to maintain its shape, maintain its form, and maintain its intensity, especially with the area of rotation around, this could be going into Columbia County eventually later down the road. But CJ, you got something, man?
Yes, I see a lot of comments out there in the Facebook live stream that we are on at the very moment about Shreveport-Bossier and when they could see rain for this evening here. More than likely, we're going to see rain by the time we reach around the 2 a.m. hour, I would say. According to Future Track, we should see these storms roll towards two areas around I-20 by around 2 a.m., but we are not on track for where Future Track is showing as of right now. But as you can see, just matching the live radar picture to what Future Track shows as of right now, it doesn't show anything out here in East Texas at the very moment. Just this one storm that is actually moving through southwestern Arkansas. So it's not really as trustworthy as of right now. So we're still watching in every single one of these discrete cells. More could form as it moves more into the Arklatex, or this area of instability rolls into the Arklatex. More storms could form. But we're going to have to watch every single last one of these individual discrete supercells as they roll into the Arklatex here. And more than likely later on into tonight, Shreveport-Bossier will be getting these strong to severe storms. But will it stay as severe as it is in the northern half of the Arklatex? The question is no. It will actually weaken as it makes its way farther down to the south and east here, mainly due to the less favorable conditions here, especially around I-20 and southward. And for the far southern portion of the Arklatex, you may not receive much rain at all associated with these storms here. Still watching the storm out here near Dallas-Fort Worth, the DFW area. Still watching this one severe storm that is crossing from the Oklahoma area, or the state of Oklahoma, into Texas here. It may make its way into northeastern Texas later on tonight. And we're still watching this area of a cluster of storms here that is actually generating even more storms that has prompted multiple tornado warnings starting near Nashville, just to the north of Nashville and Hempstead County. It is now moving into more into portions of southwestern Arkansas here. So for Shreveport-Bossier, more than likely we'll be woken up in the middle of the night due to these strong to severe storms that should impact the rest of the region for tonight here. Some of you all may not see rain, and the areas that may see the least amount of rain will be the far southern portions within the Arklatex here. So Shreveport-Bossier, continue to stay weather aware. You're allowed to take a nap for a little while, but I would wake up once we get to around 2 a.m. For tonight here, just to make sure and just to see exactly where the storms at at the very moment, and you'll more than likely see an update from one of the KSLA First Alert Weather team. That's me, that's Jake, that's Matt, or that's Evan here on Facebook about where the storms are at the very moment here. So this is what's going on at the very moment as of right now. We only have one concurrent within the Arklatex, one tornado warning. We have severe storms surrounding the Arklatex just outside of the region. One right here just to the outside of the Arklatex near Choctaw, the county of Choctaw, and one of the other severe thunderstorm warning is also becoming attached to this tornado warned storm here just to the north and west of Camden, also producing a lot of lightning at the very moment here. Same thing with this storm. But this area of rotation is actually moving through the town of Hope as of right now. As of the latest radar scan there, we're still seeing something starting to try to rotate there. There's something trying to curl up in the town of Hope as of right now. We are seeing some gusty winds trying to move back towards the radar, but the area of rotation won't be very clearly seen here, mainly because of how far it is away from the radar site. And the main reason why we can't see many rotations that far away from the radar site is because the radar, right here within near the Shreveport-Bossier area, is right outside of the station. It points upwards. So as you go farther and farther away from the radar site, the higher it is in the atmosphere. So we are detecting this rotation thousands of feet in the air. We could be seeing some rotation, or it could have some rotation in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but we are literally detecting the highest point of where this rotation might be here for this tornado warned storm here. So it's not very clear that we could see something that we could see any types of tight rotation here. It's more broad rotation. If you just think about, a whirlwind is wider at the top and a little bit more tight at the bottom here. So that's pretty much what we're seeing. We're seeing the top of that spin up there in the far northern portions within the Arklatex. But as of the latest radar scan, something is starting to try to spin up here, or is continuing to spin up here as the winds are starting to, get a little bit high in terms of that green color there, and still getting a little bit bright in terms of the red colors there. So the area of rotation, from what I'm just seeing as of right now, is starting to move to the south and east of Hope currently here. Let's take a look at the hail tracks and see if there's any new updates on the hail tracks. There's a lot of large hail falling associated with this area of rotation, or this storm in general here. We've seen hail sizes a little bit larger than baseball size here, just to the west of Oak Haven and just south of Washington. We're also seeing higher than 3-inch hail, baseball-sized hail, just to the north and west of Washington, where it once was before here. So this storm has a history of not only producing rotation, but also producing some large hail. And it's continuing to make its way down to the south and east of Hope, just as it is at the very moment here. This is another live look at the radar picture. So this area of heavy rainfall, large hail, and also bringing a rotation is now moving to the south and east of Hope. We're not seeing that type of hook segment that it tried to get once before here, but we're also seeing another storm system that is starting to become severe as of right now near Washington. So they're getting another round of large hail by them, and that's the latest on that hail track in terms of what they have received so far here. We're also seeing some storms starting to spark up right behind where that strong storm or that severe storm had moved into once before here. That severe storm pretty much spawned in portions of Howard County, moved into Hempstead. It's now moving closer and closer towards Columbia County there in southwestern Arkansas, and includes many towns here into that tornado warning here. So the towns that are under this tornado warning as of right now are Hope, Perrytown, Willisville, Bodcaw, Patmos, Sutton, and Falcon. All those towns are under this tornado warning that lasts, I believe, until 12:45, if I'm not mistaken here. Hempstead, Lafayette, and Nevada counties are all under this tornado warning until 12:45 this morning here, or tomorrow. This morning, it's 12:06. We have also seen another hail report here, report of golf ball size hail relayed to Hempstead County 911 call center from the town of Ozan, Arkansas. So Ozan also saw this storm not too long ago, if they aren't receiving it as of right now here. I believe they're still seeing some heavy rainfall near Ozan. They were in multiple tracks that we have seen before. I'm gonna take another track to see, take another track on this area of rotation, just so you all can see which areas are in the way of these storms out here, or this one cluster of storms. So we're going to take it from right there and move all the way out to the south and east, mainly moving down to the south and east. So Bodcaw, as mentioned before, in this tornado warning here, Bodcaw around 12:29, so around 20 minutes to get ready for this area of rotation. Please get in your safe space right now if you're in Bodcaw. Same thing for Falcon, around 30 minutes to get to your safe space. 1 a.m. for Buckner, Waldo 112 and 132 for Magnolia. The town of Magnolia is sitting right there from where I am pointing as of right now. We're not seeing many new updates from the National Weather Service chat, so we're going to continue to talk about this storm here. I believe Evan also has something to say about these storms here.
We do have one report out from the National Weather Service chat as reports continue to come out specifically around the hail. Thankfully, not seeing too much reports of any confirmed tornado. Again, this has not been a confirmed tornado at all in the slightest. But we have had the report of hail in 1 3/4, 1.75, 1 3/4 course of hail in diameter. Really impressive and huge. It says golf ball size hail related to Hempstead County. This is coming out of Ozan and Arkansas. That really impressive with the hail core there. Let me just track onto that real quick, and then we'll get back to the area of rotation that we're tracking onto with this tornado track. This is really impressive. This is going with the core of this system as it continues to reach farther and farther southeast, and it looks like, as CJ has been mentioning, going closer and closer to Bodcaw here at this hour as it's continuing to move off farther southeast here. We do want to keep you first alert about something I've really been noticing here with these two cells. Look at the reflectivity map again. The area of rotation that we've been watching out for repeatedly is somewhere in here if you're tracking onto your little radar feature at home on our KSLA News 12 weather app. Really cool tool. Again, this is continuing to move off farther south and east down towards the southeast corner of Hempstead County, but I do want to keep you first alert before we get more in depth about that area of rotation. Real quick, I do want to keep you first alert about this new cell. I want to call it new, but it's almost been a cell feeding off of the original cell. It's really formed a lot more back where this cell originally passed through. West side of Washington, you see that pink cell there indicating an intense amount of heavy rainfall. And if we look at the wind velocity map, it's still incredibly broad. Nothing is tightening in this gradient. But the fact that we see some strong greens indicate a real good change of wind direction, which is ramping up, especially with the strong green there. Some strong wind gusts really pushing through again out towards Washington there in central Hempstead County, just north of I-30. This cell is going to have to go right back through where the previous cell was, essentially right by Hope. So that is really impressive to see in that region. Meanwhile, the area of rotation that I'm watching out for down with our original tornado warning is somewhere in here, I believe. This is where I'm looking at right now. It could even be on the sharper green. Actually, hold up. Let me erase that. I actually think it's right on the western side with this. That's where I'm actually watching out for more. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Again, this is continuing to maneuver itself further south and east. That's why we want you in your safe spot, especially out towards Bodcaw here at this hour, as this continues to move farther south and east. Now, to be fair, this wind velocity map is getting a little bit old now, but again, we're tracking on to this as it continues to move farther south and east. National Weather Service has now issued a severe thunderstorm warning with this cell at this time too, and it looks like, which is good. I think what, National Weather Service, sorry, we're continuing to get details in from them. It looks like they are seeing this area of rotation in this cell with this original tornado warning starting to broaden out just a little bit, which is good news and could make them cancel the tornado warning. And they're less impressed with this velocity scan that I've just gone over, and which is good news, and this is actually just starting to reach a little bit into Nevada County. Right in here is where I'll be watching out for, but it's starting to I know there's some strong winds regardless coming in with that system, but it's starting to broaden out itself a little bit between the reds and the green shades there, which would indicate that the area of rotation is no longer tight-knit to form that close-knit area of rotation to form the tornado, essentially, which is good news, as this is, again, continuing to move now into Nevada County. There's the brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up with the, looks like that's mainly in effect for the cell that I was just talking about. Yeah, that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for this cell, the new one that's just popped up on the around Washington. This is moving now back into Hope. So Hope, stay tidy and look out for some heavy rain and some hail coming down in your area here shortly. Let me see if I can see. There's the shear track, and what the shear track does is look onto areas of rotation in the past to see where this could be going. You see how this is kind of in a straight line? Let me go a little bit farther down. Let me zoom out and go a little bit farther down the line here. Essentially what we're watching out for is the tornado to go potentially in this direction now. See, look at where the potential area of rotation and tornado has been. Again, started out just barely into Howard County, then it moved in throughout Hempstead County. It's now in the very southeast, almost the southeast corner of Hempstead County. This is going to be moving into Nevada County before moving close to Columbia County across our southwestern Arkansas areas. All right, so let's capture the area of rotation on this one more time. Again, this is right on the border here, right around here. Let's track out to the latest on the timing with this system as this continues to move off closer and closer to Magnolia. Actually, let me redo this one more time, mainly because I wanted to zoom out the map there for you. Let me erase everything, circle this one more time. There we go. It's right in here. It's just moving again into Nevada County at this hour, continuing to just move barely into the western edge of Nevada County, close to Bodcaw. If you are in Bodcaw, please, you've run out of time. Now is the time to be in your safe spot as we speak. This is going to be coming very closely to Magnolia now, especially if this maintains its form, especially with its area of rotation. As aforementioned, the area of rotation is starting to broaden out, which is the sign that this area of rotation is weakening, which is good. Good news to be able to get rid of a potential tornado. But Magnolia, this will be coming down toward you closer to 1:30 in the morning. Again, the actual tornado warning, I'll show you the polygon after this, but I believe it's not in effect for Magnolia yet. But if this cell maintains its intensity and its form, this will be coming into Columbia County, again, out towards Waldo, essentially around 1 in the morning in about 45 minutes from now. In the next 45 minutes, though, it's going to be maneuvering through the southwest corner of Nevada County. Bodcaw, again, I'd be in your safe spot now at this time, as that area of rotation is probably on top of you as we speak. And again, this will be going in throughout Columbia County towards the 1 a.m. hour, and eventually reaching towards Emerson more towards 2 in the morning. So let's track on to the latest picture here. Again, not only are we watching out for an area, huge area of rotation around here, got a huge purple. I mean, anytime purple shows up on this radar, you know it is intense rainfall. In the case of this as well, it's intense hail too. Let's take a look at that in just a moment. Again, the tornado warning, you can see the red in the background. Technically, again, as aforementioned, it does not include, much of Columbia County really at all yet. But if this were to revamp itself back up with this area of rotation, that's where it would be heading next. So just in case, go ahead and maybe get some supplies and get yourself set to maybe get in your safe spot here in just a little bit. We're watching out for two main cores with this cell. Again, one that's with this area of rotation right on the border of Hempstead County and Nevada County, and the other one that's really been ramping up here in the past few minutes with a good hail core. There's no tornado warning on this cell, what my blue arrow is circling here. But this has caused the National Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning with this cell, as this is moving south and east right on top of the same areas that just dealt with the tornado warning in Hempstead County. So this is almost following in its footsteps. So Stay in your safe spot here at this time as, again, we're continuing to deal with intense hail. There's the hail tracks there. We continue to get in reports about almost golf ball size hail that was reported in the 911 center in Hempstead County. Excuse me. That was around Ozan, which I believe is further up to the north. There it is. Yeah, that's really intense hail that has continued to come through all the way through Hempstead County in this area. On top of that, you're already getting some strong winds. This is a dangerous cell to be out in, period, regardless of whether or not there is a tornado. I do want to mention, again, real quick here, they are continuing, are we continuing to get further and further into the overnight hours? It's now 12:17. If you know anybody in the path of this tornado warning period, please get them up, okay, at this time frame. Let me zoom it out so you can see the full picture here. Again, this is an area of rotation that's just starting to move into Nevada County here right now. So I want to essentially get all of our viewers out in Bodcall and Willisville here right now. Maybe the National Weather Service is probably going to have to reform their polygon here in just a little bit if they are going to reissue this tornado warning a little bit further downstream. So yeah, this is wild here. Some more reports just starting to come in about the hail, specifically baseball-sized hail has officially come down in Hope, Arkansas. We've gotten a photo from a viewer of almost 3 inches in diameter.
Yeah, it was
3
really
inches.
filling their entire palm.
It's from finger to
yes.
finger, almost.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about. So again, several damaging things and concerning things that going on with this cell. And again, it's not just the area of rotation and the tornado aspect that we're tracking onto. So incredibly wild here at this hour. In fact, as I'm talking, as this area of rotation has reformed, we've had a flash flood warning just issued from the National Weather Service. Let's get you the latest info on that as I'm just zooming into a certain spot here. There we go. This is Hempstead County, a new flash flood warning ongoing now until 3:15 in the morning for the next 3 hours. I mean, you can see why. Let's go get back into the reflectivity here for you. We continue to deal with lots of heavy rain up and down from Washington all the way through Hope. Hope about to deal with another core of a supercell here for you, about to get down on some intense rainfall and intense lightning and intense hail. Looks like this cell down from Nashville this cell is continuing to move off farther south and east as well. We're continuing to track onto that too at this time frame. Again, just to reiterate one more time, the tornado warning is still in effect. It's still outgoing. Looks like we've got a new wind velocity map here for you. And there it is, moving actually a little bit farther east than originally expected here with the system actually moving, wow, real far east there out this time and place. So we're going to see from the National Weather Service if they want to kind of reissue this tornado warning or not. But this is moving actually really a little more into central Nevada County, more than originally expected actually here at this point in time. So that's real intriguing there. So yeah, we're continuing to track onto that here at this time. Again, regardless of whether or not you are dealing with the actual, if there is an actual tornado warning in place or not, we're still getting some really intense winds, lightning, and hail, again, with this system. I do want to take one more step back from the system as well, as National Weather Service looks like they're continuing to revamp and get more info in on the actual warnings that they want to place on with that cell. I want to give you the first alert to what's happening elsewhere in the Arklatex if you're just joining us from other areas. Just starting to get some light to moderate rainfall out towards McCurtain County and a little bit in the northern edge of Red River County. I'd watch out for this cell, though. This has continued to produce lots of severe thunderstorm warnings just outside of the Arklatex, just out towards the north side of Paris, kind of right on the Texas-Oklahoma border, just outside of Red River County. This cell is continuing to move farther south and east, so this could be hitting areas of Red River County and maybe McCurtain County in the next little while. Now, besides that cell, rest of the Arklatex, I zoom out this whole radar picture out here for you. None of the rest of the Arklatex is really dealing with any rainfall at all. All this is just ground clutter, and it's kind of re-emphasizing how saturated, incredibly saturated our atmosphere is to be able to produce another round of these kinds of storms again. All right, so
Yeah, I wanted to
Go
talk.
ahead, CJ.
I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the Facebook chat. There's been a lot of questions about is Bienville Parish going to get crazy tonight? Somebody also says the second round of hail just came through Oak Haven not too long ago, and golf ball size, if not bigger. Somebody also mentions that my daughter's at college in Magnolia, Arkansas. Is going to hold together as a tornado warning, do you think? Until Magnolia here. And Magnolia is actually on the track within this area of rotation here. That area of rotation that you are seeing there on Evan's screen as of right now is actually is something that just tightened up as of the latest radar scan here. And the one area that we were watching before, which was right around here, just to the south of Hope, Arkansas here, has, got a little bit weaker in intensity, and it may have found itself in a new spot here. So we may see something, spin up in either one of these places, if not both places here. That's the type of atmosphere that we are currently in as of right now. That's why we have to keep watching from radar scan to radar scan to radar scan. But as if the question is if this will hold up as it moves towards Magnolia, Arkansas. And the storm is mainly moving down to the south and east. It's looking like it's moving more east as compared to south and east now, but it could still hold up as it moves towards Magnolia. It will be quite some time before it moves towards Magnolia here. So I'm going to do another track on exactly where this area of rotation was here. I'm going to go from where it was just in case it pops right back up in that same area here. And just to show you, Magnolia 137, so more than an hour from now before it reaches your area there near Magnolia, but other areas like the town of Village, 2 a.m., Waldo 117, Bethel around 103, Falcon around 1246, which is around 23 minutes from now here. So, so back to what we were talking about near Magnolia, Arkansas. You still have an hour to get ready for when this storm will move into your area, if not just less than an hour here. Somebody's talking about Bossier City and Shreveport, Bossier as well. This area here. We could still see some storms by the time we move to around the 1:30 to 2 a.m. time range. But it looks like with how the storms are looking as of right now, they are very slow movers here, which is why you haven't seen much movement associated with this storm here. Around 2 hours ago, this storm was right here, right about here in the northern portions of, I believe this is Howard County here. Or if not Hempstead County, this is Hempstead County, I believe. It was in the northern portions of Howard County. It's only made its way to the far southeastern portions of Hempstead County and portions of Nevada County as well here. So this is a very slow mover. And the same thing with those storms out west of the Arklatex to the north and west. Slow movers as they are moving through the region here, especially this one. This is actually starting to expand a little bit due to the atmosphere that we are currently in. It's definitely favorable for these supercells that could turn into that could actually spawn some areas of rotation here around the Arklatex. What to expect in Waldo and Magnolia? Somebody asks about that. In Waldo and Magnolia, if this storm continues to head your way, you can expect large hail. You can expect an area of rotation to move over top of you in terms of how this rotation will hold up. We'll have to keep watching from radar scan to radar scan, but the environment is definitely favorable for this rotation to hold up. You can expect some heavy rainfall as well as some gusty winds out there. Is it about to hit College Hill? So College Hill, if it is in southwestern Arkansas within the path of this storm, so other areas that might be in the path of this storm, if it continues to make its way southeastward, are Magnolia, potentially even Haynesville. If it makes its way all the way into Louisiana, it more than likely won't hit Junction City, but we'll have to keep on watching to see if it continues to make its way southeastward. And Junction City may get some heavy rainfall associated with the storm here if it continues to hold up, as you can see there. But those are some of the areas that might be in the way of this area of rotation and this strong, or actually this severe storm. It's not just strong, this is a severe storm. Somebody asks, is the storm in Arkansas going to weaken or miss Bossier City in Louisiana? More than likely, its trajectory is moving away from Bossier City. It's looking like it's not going to hit Bossier City, which is definitely a good sign for a good thing for people here in the Shreveport-Bossier area, but it could hit other areas within the Arklatex. Is Patmos in the clear now? I do not believe Patmos is in the clear just yet. Patmos just saw some of these storms move through their area, but as you can see, You guys are possibly just south of where that area of rotation is trying to spin up here, if not just to the south and west of where that area of rotation. More than likely, that area of rotation is pretty much in this vicinity here, right near Highway 32 and just to the east of Bodcaw. It's moving towards the town of Bodcaw right now. Definitely be in your safe space if you are in the town of Bodcaw. Please do so right around now. Right now. Is Shreveport looking at early morning storms? Yes, we are looking at some early morning storms. In terms of their severity, we're not looking like as it's going to be much severity associated with it here. And just looking at, once again, the live radar, the last radar scan that we have seen here, not much is really going on over there in that, or at least not, I wouldn't say not much is really going on, but this area of rotation is now starting to spin up in a different spot here as compared to where it was before, which was right to the east or west of Bodcaw, excuse me. We are seeing another area that is trying to spin up something all within some heavy rainfall as of right now. If there was a tornado, you would not be able to see it. It's covered by heavy rain, and even worse, it's covered by large hail as well here. I believe meteorologist Evan Thomason has something else to say about the area of rotation right now.
Yeah, National Weather Service has kind of confirmed with us, especially with the original area of rotation that we were monitoring, that this has weakened considerably as it's going out towards Bodcaw, which is good news. No word on anything that me and CJ are trying to monitor with this new area of rotation. And as soon as I talk about it, it kind of provides us with a new scan. And with the new scan, still very broad, which is good. Usually when the green's kind of trying to hug against the red, showing an area of rotation around with sharp winds going toward and away from the radar site here for you. This is still very strong winds, don't get me wrong, but now we're starting to see it broaden out, just a straight line, which indicates almost just straight line winds, wind gusts. So essentially what I'm trying to get at is National Weather Service has provided us with a new update. They are going to continue this ongoing tornado warning, still in effect again for mainly Nevada County, as that's where we're mainly tracking that new, not new, but that ongoing area of rotation 4. They're going to let it go until 12:45, and then I think they're going to allow it to expire after that. I think that is their game plan, unless it continues to unless it revamps itself up in that time frame. But essentially, again, this is a tornado warning ongoing until 12:45. You can see kind of the echo of the cell is kind of broadened out to a little more of a straighter line, I should say, rather than like a hook inside the cell to indicate that there's an area of rotation on the cell itself. But essentially, if you're watching from home, again, you'd be watching for an area of rotation right in here somewhere. Right on the southwest corner of Bodcaw. If I actually zoom this out, and if this maintains itself, which again, right now it looks like it's not, which is good news, but if it does, again, this would be right in here, this would be going beyond the tornado warning. Tornado warning is technically, yes, again, in effect for the northeast corner of Lafayette County and the southwest corner of Nevada County. This would be going down essentially towards Magnolia almost, if anything, maybe just off to the west side of it. These are the kind of towns that you'd be watching out for. Falcon, I'd still be in your safe spot, again, just in case here at this time, especially because you do find yourself underneath that tornado warning. I treat these times as almost 5 minutes less than what the time almost says on that time frame as well. 1 a.m. That's when most of this will be going through areas of Columbia County. Columbia County, you guys are up next to be able to get in on this cell. Again, regardless of whether or not the area of rotation's there, as I continue to keep mentioning, you want to make sure you're in your safe spot still regardless because of the intense hail, the strong line winds. The wind gusts are ramping up to as high as 60 miles an hour. Lots of intense rainfall. Again, we've had a flash flood warning be issued with this cell and neighboring cells further up into the northern end of Hempstead County. Again, we have a flash flood warning ongoing in Hempstead County currently all the way until 3 in the morning as these continue to cruise throughout the overnight hours. This will be reaching towards Magnolia, it looks like, in about an hour. So just watch out and keep yourself weather aware here at this point in time. Again, this cell, since its incarnation, which kind of started to ramp up into the Arklatex more towards Nashville, I want to get you the latest because I know most of our comments on Facebook have been kind of like, is this going to reach my town? Is this specific cell going to? Well, if we track onto this, Nashville, where it was to where it is now, where my yellow line is, if I continue to kind of draw a straight line, this is going through Columbia County and then kind of going, I know that's not the straightest line ever, but the point is this will be hugging almost the eastern edge of the Arklatex, out towards Columbia County and then getting into areas of Haynesville and even moving farther east of Minden, essentially hugging the eastern edge of the Arklatex is what the cell would be doing, essentially missing Shreveport and Bossier. I know some of you have been asking about that. That'd be way off to the east, hopefully, with this system. Although I will say, if we track onto the radar picture here elsewhere, this cell has been trying to form some heavy rain on the west side of it. There's been no area of rotation around it, but it's been trying to reform itself with some heavy rain out into here, which has reached a little bit close to Texarkana, if you believe it or not. It's gotten a little bit of heavy rain on the very corner of Miller County, the very northern edge. This, its entirety, is again continuing to reach farther and farther south, and especially if this is a trend of forming rain farther and farther west, this would cover almost a kind of a line of rain that then would cruise into the southern half of the Arklatex and hit Shreveport, which was expected here with this with our night here tonight. Elsewhere, we are tracking onto a cell that is getting a little close into the Arklatex. This is a look at a severe thunderstorm warning just outside of the Arklatex with 2 good severe thunderstorms there just outside of Red River County. This has been slowly but surely trying to trail off a little bit farther off to the south and east, a little bit closer to Red River County. We've gotten a little bit of rain ongoing in McCurtain County as we are speaking into Broken Bow and Idabel. Rest of the Arklatex, besides those 2 cells, nothing for the moment. But again, as aforementioned, if this cell continues to branch out farther and farther west, which it looks like it is doing so with rain, not with any additional areas of rotation that we're watching out for. In fact, let me double check at that. Yeah, we're not seeing any deferring winds out near here in Fulton and the I-30 corridor where there's rain just starting to get out and about. So it's rain regardless, but thankfully not worrying about any areas of rotation out in that extension of storms that we're seeing from that cell.
And the good thing is that area of rotation that we were watching for before is weakening. It's broadening out. The one that was by Patmos as of right now.
Yep.
And the one by Ruston and Bodcaw is all broadening out.
I was just about to get back to that. So here's that picture again here for you. Certainly some strong winds, especially since you're getting the contrast of the greens and the reds and still seeing a little bit of a little bit of a bright green in some spots, especially since this is away from the radar site. So this looks like some strong beeline winds, straight line winds essentially, especially because you don't see many of the greens hugging with the red. If I have any air of rotation at all, I'd probably say it's right in here because you see a little bit of a sharp green color right paired with a little bit of a pink shade right in there too. But again, that is if anything. So you're getting some sharp winds moving as this area of rotation continues to move off to the south and east. Let's go back to some of our other parameters and see if we can track onto any area of rotation here. Again, if it, shear is essentially change in winds really quickly nested on itself, which kind of tracks onto it's just another area of another parameter that helps to track onto where an area of rotation would be in the atmosphere. And you can see it's broadening out. Light blue is a little more of an intense and tight-knit circulation. This is broadening out as it continues to move off south and east, and now this is a little bit south and west of Bodcaw as I am speaking. All right, so that's broadening out, which is good news. Let's see if we have, I don't think I'm going to see anything on the debris tracker. We're not, which is good at this point in time.
The National Weather Service is saying, the latest updates from the chat, they're saying that storms in southern Arkansas appear to be becoming more linear, just like what we have been seeing here along a southward moving outflow boundary evident on radar, will likely begin warning the line southward towards the Louisiana state line, focusing more on the wind, but continuing the hail threat. Still cannot rule out an isolated tornado embedded in this line as it moves further southward overnight. So more than likely, they're seeing that the tornado threat is decreasing associated with this one line of storms, or this one storm here is becoming more linear.
Yeah.
And we're seeing mainly a wind and hail threat associated with it now.
Yeah, which is still certainly impactful, and especially because hopefully everything is in a garage or inside, especially if it's going to blow away, you know. Again, we're getting some strong winds. This is going to be a kind of a restless night, especially for those of you underneath some of these thunderstorms, because, again, lots of wind, lots of rain, lots of lightning, lots of hail, pretty much all of our severe weather threats. Just thankfully, as CJ aforementioned again, our tornado risk, especially with this cell, as it continues to move into the southwest corner of Nevada County, is continuing to die off, which is good news there. Let's get a good look at the hail tracks. This has really been picking up again out towards Hope and the eastern edge of Hempstead County, and again starting to get now into the western side of Nevada County. Out towards Bodcal. We're continuing to get several photos of hail as well out in our Facebook feeds too, out in the National Weather Service chats. We're checking onto that. Also, I do want to foremention the power outage counter is going significantly up in these areas. So if you are watching in the dark, I'm sorry, but we have reported 1,000 customers. And this is also for those in the back, for a little bit of a web story too. We have 1,000 customers out in Hempstead County, and we have 1,600 customers out in Nevada County. Also 400 customers out in Howard County, which is where this cell has basically continued to hammer down in all three of those counties. And again, if this continues to move farther south and east, which is what it's looking to do, this would be, again, moving into out towards Stamps here shortly. This is moving into Lafayette County and down towards Columbia County. And even, as I've continued to look at as well, the west side of the cell, which originally contained the area of rotation, this is continuing to branch out farther and farther west, and now we're getting some rain up into the northern end of Miller County. So Miller County, Lafayette County, Columbia County. And as I'm talking, it looks like the tornado warning is still there, still technically in effect for the next 7 minutes, and it doesn't look like they're going to reissue that either. But the point is, again, we're getting lots of heavy rain, lots of lightning, all of our severe weather threats with this cell in particular, which is the main cell throughout the Arklatex, is continuing to move out through these three counties up next. And again, if this line continues to branch out like it is as well, this will be collectively moving south, maybe a little bit east, and eventually hit towards the I-20 corridor and down towards Shreveport and down towards Minden, and I know some of the locations that you guys have been talking about. And that would be happening more towards, I think, about 2 in the morning is what I'll be looking for at the latest timing as of right now. So, all right, let's go to some of our Facebook comments at this point in time.
Somebody asked, is this going to pass Texarkana, Arkansas, and it's actually passing Texarkana right now.
It's getting real close to Texarkana. I can zoom in on the map here real quick here for you. Let's do that at this point in time. Again, this line has been continuing to just jut out farther and farther west. It's getting close to Homan. Definitely getting some heavy rain out near there. Excuse me. It looks like they are getting some light rain, at least in the vicinity of Texarkana here at this point in time, but I'm not sure if the heavy rain is going to jut out enough. We'll see. You're kind of living on the edge, so to speak, in Texarkana, while most of areas to our east of Texarkana, again, are getting the brunt force of this lightning and this hail core that continues to come on down. And I really think hail continues to be the big story of this, especially as, thankfully, our area of rotation with our tornado warning ongoing is continuing to damper down here at this point in time. All right, so National Weather Service is kind of getting itself reformed back on its warnings here. So let's go to our warnings at this point in time. Again, there is the ongoing tornado warning that we are on air for. It goes all the way until 12:45 and Good thing this is why I was on this graphic. This is the brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. In effect for now, Columbia. I really want to focus on Columbia and Lafayette counties because these guys are up next. This is still ongoing for Hempstead and Nevada counties. This goes all the way until 1:45, excuse me, in the morning here for you. So, Columbia, Lafayette County, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. That thankfully is not a tornado warning, but it's going to be coming down with, again, the lightning, the heavy rain, the hail, everything that we have aforementioned. Just thankfully, again, the area of rotation with this tornado warning is continuing to dampen itself. In fact, let me go back to the velocity couplet and see if, let me do one more track here for you. If this area of rotation was here, it would be somewhere in that area, I believe, and this is continuing again to move off further and further to the south and east. Looks like it's been heading kind of more in this direction. So again, if your town is listed here, please get in your safe spot just in case. I know the tornado warning hasn't been reissued for this area, but again, you're still dealing with every other aspect, the hail, I can't stress that out enough. So, hey, make sure you're in your safe spot just in case, and make sure you got it. Hopefully, everything's already tidy in the house. Thankfully, you got a little bit of time since the rain isn't on top of you yet. But if you have, say, your car is not under the carport or in the garage, I would do that because this hail has been really intense, and we've gotten pictures of literally baseballs in people's hands falling from the sky. And imagine throwing a baseball at the windshield of your car. The point is that's going to crack and leave a dent in the windshield, if not more. So essentially, hey, most of this will be going through Columbia County. It looks like throughout the 1 a.m. hour time frame. Around Magnolia, it looks like a little more towards 1:30 in the morning here for you.
Yeah,
again, we're continuing to track on the cell. What's up, CJ?
So this rotation has pretty much broadened out, just as Evan has mentioned before. We're going to go ahead and send this right back to regularly scheduled programming. The warning actually is going to expire, I believe, at 12:45 here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it expires at 12:45, and we're not seeing any signs that it may start to spin up again. But if it does spin up again, you will see me, and you will also see meteorologist Evan Thomason right back on your TV screens once that, if it does start to spin back up again. We're going to send this back to regularly scheduled programming. Thank you all for staying weather aware. If there's another threat for tornadoes or something starts spinning back up, you'll see us once again here back again on your TV screens. We're going to send this right back to programming now. If we don't see anything else, I hope you all have a good night.